So let's talk about how to find the element. First of all, let's understand whatever you do in any website. When you are opening any website, everything which you see in the browser here in a page is called page element. Okay, everything is a page element. That means this login link is also element. This explore button is also element. This heading like service is also element. These options to go to different page are also element. If you see any drop down, that is also one element. So in Selenium term, we call them web element. Okay, I'm repeating. In Selenium, we say all these page elements are basically web elements. So if you want to perform any action on the elements, you have to get the control of that first, right? So with this example, which I give every time, like we have this set of things, right, which you want to perform. You want to open the URL. Till this we are done, but I want to go to the login page, right? So this is my home page as of now. If I click on the login, then only I'll reach to this, correct? So to click on this login link, I have to identify this element uniquely. I have to identify this element uniquely, and there are different ways of doing it. We are going to talk about it. So that's why understanding the HTML structure of any website is important. Okay. So let's identify this login link. What you can do, you can simply right click anywhere in your page and say inspect. With any browser, this will work. Okay, somebody was asking if I want to work with the Chrome, what I have to do. If I have to work with the Firefox Edge, what I have to do. So basically, if you want to open Edge browser, your code will be simply saying new Edge driver. Okay. If you want to work with Chrome, so your code will be new Chrome driver instead of saying Firefox driver. As of now, to reduce any complexity, just install Firefox in your system and use Firefox driver itself. Okay, fine. Because our main purpose is not to work with different browser as of now. Our main purpose is to understand about the options available in the Selenium. You can play with any browser later on. Fine. Okay. Let me put this output window here as of now. Fine. Where I was talking about the elements, identifying the elements. So I did a inspect, but then see here, there is window will open. This will have a lot of options: element, console, network, source, performance, memory, lot of things which UI developer uses, backend developer also sometimes uses, and they want to check something, they do it. For automation engineer, what we want to do is you can use it like this, or you can change the view also. You can open it in the right mode here, or there are different ways. So where it has gone. Hmm. Or you can open it in left side, or you can open it in new window, right? Or you can open it in downside here. Okay, so I'm opening it like this so that things will be clear how it is showing you different things. So here there is arrow icon. So if I click here and if I'll go to login, this will give me the code behind that particular login link. So it is showing me the code behind this is anchor. So a class nav link button, some details are there. So let's right click and understand what it is. Let's right click and say copy outer HTML and let's put it in the notepad. Okay. Because you should understand about the HTML code also what it is. So it's saying there is an anchor element where the class name is some class name value is there. So this is called attribute. Let's understand how HTML work first of all. HTML works with the tags. If you want to create one hyperlink like this link, or a simple link like this, you have to use anchor element or the tag A. Okay. So I have talked about the HTML part. I have put it here at session number 4, 5, and 6. If you go through it, you will get to know about some detail about how HTML works and all. And one test automation engineer, right? They should know about HTML also. Fine. Anyways, so this is called attribute, and this is the attribute value. So there is another attribute href, which will basically open the website, right? So it's like target. When somebody will click on this text, what will happen? So it will open slash login. It's like this. Don't worry about this part. This is developers part, what they want to do. Basically, this is the link which will be shown. So that's why this is called text. So this is link text. Okay. This is link text, which you are able to see between anchor element start and anchor element closed. This is your link text. So I can identify this element by link text. So what code I will write? Let's understand that part. Now I want to go to the login page. That is my step. So let me copy this. Till this it's done. I want to go to login page. Okay, that is my step. After this, I want to perform this. Okay, how to go there? So here you have to write driver dot find the element. Okay, find element. And then there are different ways. So you have to put by. How you want to find it? By dot link text if it is available. So a particular link text which is login here is available, right? Or if I'll go to the website and I'll show you, see here, if I hover over this in this, I'm able to see that this is highlighted, right? So this is the correct thing. And I can write, and let's copy this particular spelling here for the login. I'll say I want to identify the element by text and okay, put a semicolon. So this will give you one web element. Okay. So when you say find element, the return type. So find element is a function which will give you a web element. That means you will get the control of that element and you can do something. You can perform something over that element. So here you will write, hey, web element, web element login link is equals to this. So what I'm saying, find the element and put it into the login link like this. So you're saying driver dot find element by link text this. So this will get the control or it will get the web element and I'm storing it here. Right? It's like saying integer x is equals to add uh, y plus or 20 plus 30. Right? If you know a bit of Java, how it will work, it will call a function. It will call this add function and it will pass 20 and 30 to the add function. And whatever is the return will come here and we are putting it into the X. It's like this. Okay? In the same way, what this particular function will do, whatever you're passing that by object, it will find this element where it is present in the website and the control will be given to this login link. Now, what I can do with the login link is I can click on it. So click is a function which will work with the web elements. So I'll say dot click because I want to perform click. So this will basically, what it will do, it will basically click on this login link and we will reach to another page. Now somebody is asking about again doing the debug mode run. So let's do it. So this is a very simple program where we are doing these things. Let me delete this high part we don't want. Opening the browser, Then we want to open this particular website. Then we want to wait for 4 seconds. Then we want to get this page source. Then we want to print the page title. Then we want to have the login link and we want to click it. And then we want to wait for 4 seconds. And then we want to close and quit. Fine. Pretty simple, simple programs. Short and simple. And let's run it in debug mode. So how I put the debug mode, you just click on the line number, or what you can do, you can right click on any line and say toggle breakpoint. That is also fine. Okay. Or you just double click on that line number bar, it will come. So next debug point, if I want to put here, I can put any number of debug points in my program. Now I will say right click and I'll say debug as Java application. Okay. Okay, so it's running now and it has opened the website. Okay. And it is waiting here. So if you see here what is happening, it's saying that you are at line number 27 in your first program and all. I'll click here. So now I'm here and I can do step over, means going to the next line. So there are three options here. There are three options. I can continue or resume. Resume will actually resume the execution and it will wait. It will, execute everything and then it will go to the next debug point and then it will again pause the program. It's like this, right? So I don't want to do that thing. And there is step into. Step into means it will go to the sleep function, how it will work and everything. So if there is a function call, it will go to that function. Step over is perform this action and go to the next line. So I'm doing a step over as of now. See here, there are icons here. I clicked it. After 4 seconds, it is going to the next line. If I again do the next line, now if I hover over this, I'm able to see this value, right? So this will happen. Or you can do inspect. So you can double click here, right click and see inspect option has come. So inspect will give you everything about that variable, what it is, and the value also it is visible here. Okay. Now I want to get the title. So basically it will print the title. So see here, Firefox is open. I'm here as of now. Let's see both the code. So let me a bit squeeze this. Hold on. So that you will be able to see line by line what is happening. Fine. So in the background, you are able to see the website and here is the code, right? So we are at line number 30. Now it is going to get the title, which is Tech Lift Test. So this will print it. And if you see here, it has printed it. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, let me maximize this. Now I'm saying get that login link. Okay. So this will not do anything. It will get the object, this one. Now I am saying login link dot click. As of now, it has not clicked on it. So as of now, I am here only. Now, when I will execute this particular line, you will observe that it will click on login. I'm not doing it through code. It will happen. I'm doing a step over. See here, it has gone to login page now. Okay. It is now on login page. Done. That is what we wanted to do. Then it will wait for 4 seconds and we are doing close and quit. Okay, that's it. Now, somebody is asking in chat window, can we use tag name? Why not? So I'll come to that part. Let's understand anything you can use. So there are different 7 to 8 different ways to identify an element. Okay, I'm repeating. There are different ways to identify the element. So how to find the elements and the locators. So how you can find out? You can find it by link text if it is a link. So link text has one condition. It should be a link, right? Then only you can capture it through the link. When we say link, it is basically anchor element. Okay. We say anchor element, which is basically A. It will start with the A. Okay. It's like this. Uh, how you can identify other things? You can identify through ID. You can identify by XPath. You can identify by tag name. You can identify by class name also. We'll see this thing. You can identify by CSS selector also and some other ways. But mainly these things we use. Okay. We'll see one by one all these things. So here in our website, we clicked here, right? And we reached to this particular page. Now, again, these are the web elements like this text box, this particular text box, this login button, everything is web element. And yeah, partial link text is also there. Somebody's saying, yeah, we'll talk about it. Now, my job is to identify now this particular text box, the email one, right? So let's identify. So here I can again say inspect this arrow icon and put it here. So we are able to see the code behind this is this input type is equals to text. Let me maximize a bit. Hold on. Yes, I think things are clear and better now. That the code behind that text box is, let's inspect it again. So I'm inspecting it. Yeah, this one. Input type is equals to text. ID is equals to login underscore email. Class is equals to something. Placeholder is equals to something and all. So basically, how HTML works is when you say input type is equals to text, it creates a text box. Okay. Some of you maybe already know about this, but it's not a very hard thing to understand about the HTML code. When you say input type is equals to text, it's actually a text box. Fine. So if you see here, ID is mentioned here. ID is mentioned here. And if you can identify that this particular ID is unique in this page, right, for this input element, so you can use this to identify this text box. How to find out whether something is unique or not? You can simply copy this login underscore email, control C, control F, and put it control V. It's saying that it is used 2 times only. See here, one of two it is saying. And it is used one time here, and second time, if you click on here, it is saying it is used somewhere in the function, right? Not as an element. Somewhere it has used in their code. So I'm not going into that part where it has used, but especially in the HTML tag, this is used just once. So this is unique. This is unique. Okay. As an ID, it is unique. And if you want to check whether actually as ID you unique or not, so what you can do, ID, the shortcut for ID is hash. So you can put before the login underscore email, put hash and then check how many times it has come. Again, 2 times it is saying. So that's fine. Because as an element, it has come only once. Somewhere else in their JavaScript code, they have used it, right? So that's fine. But as a element, it has come here only, right? As input type is equals to text ID as login, it has come here only. Fine. So what you can do is in your code now, you can write another line that, okay, I got another web element. So we'll say web element, uh, email, email txt box. See, you can name anything. I'm putting meaningful thing, but you can say XYZ anything. Web element email text box is equals to driver dot find element by dot ID. And the ID is this login email. Okay. Now, once you get that element, what I want to do with this element? So I want to pass some characters, right? So the function is dot send keys. Okay. So if I want to pass some keystroke, so there is a function send keys which you will use. So click is a function which will click on the element. Send keys is a function which will pass some characters. So here let's pass some character test@test.com, and that's it. Let's find out the password also. So inspect it, password. Okay. So we are able to see that uh, this password code is this. Input type is equals to this. Yes. Let's inspect it again. This password part. Input type is equals to password. ID is equals to login password. Okay, it has also ID. So let's use it. But you have to make sure that this is unique in your web page. Okay. So we saw one of the way to do this thing. Another way is you don't have to store it in web element. You can continue writing in the driver function itself. So I'll say driver dot find element by dot ID, and that ID is login password element dot. I can continue here also send keys, and let's pass a ABCD as a password as of now. Fine. After that, what I want to do, so these are my steps, right? I want to specify the invalid credentials. So that is done with these lines. Okay. And after that, I want to click on the login. Click on login button. Login button is there in my website. This one, let's identify this. So again, inspect this. So we are able to see it's saying button class is equals to something, type is equals to something, and the text is login. Okay. So now let's talk about one more locator, which is CSS selector, and it is very easy, guys. It's not difficult. So for any element, you can create the CSS selector for that or query selector for that. You can simply right click and copy outer HTML and put it into your notepad somewhere. Let's say this one. Okay, so we have a new element now, that is button. So if you observe this, this is saying there is a button which has some class value, which is with the type submit, and that's it. And it has its own text login also. So if you think there is only button in this page with the type submit, you can create the CSS selector. Like first have the tag name button. Okay. Button with the then rectangular bracket, which has type type is equals to single quote, the value is submit. Okay. So what I'm saying is find a button which has the attribute type and the value of that attribute is submit, which I'm copying it from the HTML code itself. Now I want to check whether this is unique or not in this page. So I'll copy this. I'll go to the page, and here in the elements, I'll do Control F and I'll paste it here. Now, if you see, it's saying there are there are three other buttons also. So I cannot use this thing. So it's saying there are three buttons, which has button and type is submit. So this is not unique. It's saying one of three. So in this case, I should think about, hey, can I club with other parameters, club with other attributes here? So there is one more attribute, which is class. So I'll say type is submit and class is equals to, and there are a lot of options they have put. It is a button, button SM, button primary. You don't have to worry about it. But this btn hyphen login is looking promising to me, which is something related to login button. So I'm copying this and I'm putting class is equals to this. Let's understand. class value is a big value here, right? All these things. This class contains a particular BTN login, right? So if you want to use contains, put here asterisk. So I'm saying find out a button which has type value as submit and where class contains BTN login. Now I'll copy this and I will check whether this is unique or not in my web page. I'll paste it here. Now this time, if you'll see, it is saying one of one. That means it is unique. So I can use this code now. And in my code, I will say uh, driver dot find element by dot CSS selector. So because I'm writing the CSS selector, I'm not identifying by ID. And then what I want to do, you can write the code in next line also. Okay. So you are reached to this point and you can say dot click. Okay. Because I want to click there. Let me put thread dot sleep so that you will be able to visualize it that things are happening. Okay. Because otherwise, it will be very fast and you will not be able to see what is happening. So I will do right click and I will say run as Java application now, and you will observe what is happening. So it is opening the website. After the 4 second, it will click on the login. Yeah, and then it will put the email test@test.com. Yeah, done. It has put ABCD as password. Now it will click on the login. It has worked automatically. I have not done anything, and it has closed it.